Oh, you do. I didn't chicken out, but I don't know. My husband started teasing me about the print clash, so I put a white shirt on.
Never listen to the husband.
I know. Why did I do that? So anyway, so there, I've got your heart trousers on.
Oh, gorge. Love
Really love
it.
them. But also, really, for the first time in, I think, about 6 weeks, I'm wearing shoes.
That you didn't take my top tip, did you?
What's that?
My top tip was put shoes on every day because it makes you
Yeah.
feel like you're dressed and you're going somewhere.
Yeah, I haven't quite got that memo yet. Yeah, but anyway. So I've look. Basically, if you look behind me,
Yes.
you can see that I am. I think the technical term is really, I'm your bitch. I have got so much of your amazing collection, and
Yay.
and the first thing I thought was when I saw you, because I've got those zigzag trousers.
Oh.
And I thought, oh, I haven't got that shirt that looks really amazing with them. But I've got this shirt that I think would also look good with them.
That is so that actually, because I was just talking earlier about the Bessie. That
Yes,
is the Bessie shirt.
Look, told you, I'm your bitch. I'm your bitch.
But you see, look, you're a classic example of someone who's bought the Bessie, but in different prints, and it looks totally different.
Yeah.
You know, you don't think, oh, it's the same shirt.
But tell me, where do you get your inspiration for prints? Because they're just also perfect.
Oh, thank you, love.
And I just want everyone to know, I'm not being paid to say any of this. I'm just a massive fan. Massive fan.
Oh, thank you. I have no money anyway, so I don't know what I'd be paying you. Probably loo roll at this point.
Well, if you've got no money, mate, it's not my fault because I'm definitely invested. So, yeah.
I know, and I adore you for doing that. So, inspiration-wise, as you know, I'm Tanzanian from East Africa, and I've grown up sort of with a foot in both continents, a little bit between Europe and Africa. And if you are in Africa, or anyone who's ever been to Africa, there is no high street or road that you would walk down in Africa where people are like beige. Everybody's in full-on colour. Like men wear bright pink jackets, and you know, there aren't so many rules about how you're supposed to look. But I grew up with so much colour around me.
Yeah.
So that was part of it. And also at school, the one thing I used to get into trouble for, like literally on almost daily basis, was doodling. And now that's my job.
God, that's amazing. But see, doodles, I'm not sure, what do I call them? Scribbles. I just tend to do, I would hate a psychologist to have a look at the things I do when I'm on the phone to people. It's just loads of squares that I colour in and colour in and colour in. I think it's, it's not,
it's fine.
Not as free-flowing and kaleidoscopic as your doodling.
No, I think actually a psychologist would have more to say about me and the inner workings of my mind. I remember once my husband said to me, I'd quite like to kind of get into your mind. And I was like, please no, you would run out screaming. You would see things that you couldn't unsee.
Yeah, but he's trapped now. He's trapped. Just tell him everything. Yeah.
He has, and also tells me I look like crazy every day, pretty much.
But I love what you're wearing today.
Thank you. Thank you. Super. So the trousers that you were showing, that you're wearing, are really the same cut as the trousers that I've got on.
Yeah, and I've got those as well because I'm obsessed.
Aren't they good on the bum?
Yeah, they're amazing. And what else would you wear those with?
So I often quite like, I mean, if I'm mixing it up and not always doing these, I quite like just wearing them with a white t-shirt because they're saying a lot just on their own.
That's the thing. That's what I love about particularly your trousers is that it definitely is the way I like to dress, is to have that one, like, whoa, she's here, piece, and then pare the rest back.
Totally. So what else, you know, like, for instance, what you're wearing now, if you were going out, jacket, shoes, I need to see the whole...
Well, the thing is, obviously I've got your lovely prints, but I am dying to go out ever since I got these trousers, because I've also got this old Race Seal metallic shirt.
Oh, lovely.
That's just, let me just sort of like, I'm not very good at this yet, really. I'm sort of like, you sort of like, obviously, the silver is an absolutely perfect match. So
no, it's gorgeous. I don't know why you're saying you're not very good at it. I mean, for me, it's shine plus shine.
Well,
and I love the fact...
the camera angles. So...
No, not at all. But I love the fact that you, we were chatting earlier and you were like, I was thinking of wearing this too much. And I was like, you've just asked the wrong person. It's never too much.
that, well, guys, this is the third time I got changed because then I also put this little lovely heart shirt of yours on with it.
Yes, I remember that. You wore that on Lorraine.
Yeah, and I've got the trousers for them, which I can't actually find right now. That's but yes, and so I like that the sort of like tonally the same sort of family because I like a print clash. And then I also got this one that I absolutely love. So I'm just going to take it off the hanger and put it on this one. I'm running out. I've got the phone on a tripod. I need a director basically.
I'm in the same scenario. I've got a false director, which is my son.
You've actually got a fancy director. But
I have
got this one it's sort of like matches because it's white and it's got hearts on it.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And also that shirt again is literally the same shirt that I've got on, but just changing up the print, it's a different shirt.
And do you wear dresses? I don't think you're a particularly dress women.
I'd say winter I really live in trousers.
Kelly
I love trousers.
And can I just interrupt? Kelly Hobbit has just joined and said I should get Ross to come and be my director, but we don't want Ross anywhere near my dressing room. It's just none of his business.
It's none of his business, frankly. It's your own. There's a reason they call it a boudoir.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So sorry, I interrupted you very rudely.
I can't even remember what I was waffling on about.
You were talking about that shirt. And we were talking about
dresses. Dresses. Yeah. So I would say in the winter, I really do live in trousers. I do sometimes do a dress or a midi skirt in the winter with like high boots. I have a real aversion to tights. I just can't bear them.
Yeah, I've got a no tights till November policy, which I stick to rigidly every year.
Well, mine's no tights ever, which is why the kind
hardcore.
of...
Yeah.
Sorry?
That is hardcore.
Well, that's why if I do wear a dress, I just wear a knee-high boot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm all covered, but I don't know what it is about tights. The whole thing just revolts me.
Well, they're a bit sort of, it's always deeply unpleasant around the gusset area, isn't it?
Do you know what? I was just going to say that. It's the word gusset.
Yeah. And there's something about it. Michael McIntyre, the comedian, used to do a great routine about tights and how women look really sexy putting tights on, where you sort of like you get them over your toes and over the thighs. But then there's always that bit where you start sort of going like that, like a frog.
Yeah.
I can't think about it without thinking of him. And then I feel deeply gross for the rest of the day when I wear tights.
So you see, that's me. And then the summer, I would say I do a lot more dresses.
Yeah.
Because obviously the tight thing isn't an issue. And again, I'm lucky in that I don't have the suntan worry. So as soon as the sun comes out, I just get my legs out.
Yeah. You are, you are so sort of like supermodel blessed. It's ridiculous. I can't stand it.
You're adorable.
No, I'm not at all. All my friends.
All I can say is
that's not true. I'm just stating a fact.
It takes time to get this show on the road.
I am far from adorable. I'm just telling you what I see, babe. Telling you what I see.
Oh. Well, I do say to my husband every time when he goes, I don't understand, like, why you need to say get your nails done or your eyebrows or have a facial. I'm like, sweetheart, you like the way I look.
Yeah.
There's a price to pay.
But that's what do you ever watch Modern Family?
No, I don't actually. My sons do.
Sofia Vergara, who's like, the uber bombshell in that, and she says to her husband, all right, I'll stop doing my nails and getting my extensions done and getting my hair done. And then the first time he has to go out with her, he doesn't want to go out with her because she hasn't bothered. It's like, just experiment, really, see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. But that all of us during lockdown, which reminds me, I saw a picture of you the other day on Instagram, and you'd sort of, done a shot of whatever you were wearing. How is your pedicure game still so good?
That's very kind of you. It does actually, I'm not going to show you because it does need doing. But I'm very, very bad with my fingernails. I've always had mum nails, dishwashing nails, typing nails. And so I can't get out of a manicure place without screwing it right up. But I don't know what happened years ago. It was when I was an editor on a teenage magazine called Sugar. We did a big sort of like 4-page thing on how to do your own pedicure.
Mm.
And it was really good. And I've just followed it. And it's slightly my hobby to keep my toes in check. And I don't know. It's just one of my very
It's your nice underwear thing.
Yeah, it's one of my very few things in my skill set repertoire is I can do a pedicure.
I can't. I'm lost. Yeah. Like my mani-pedi situation is bleak at the moment.
I'll teach you. I'll send you a tutorial.
Please. Can you do eyebrows as well?
No, my eyebrows have not grown in about 4 years. I just haven't touched them. I mean, I'm sure a makeup artist could find a few things to pluck out, but
how are they so perfect?
They're not perfect. They just don't change at all.
Gosh, you lucky thing. Mine are really not Wayno at all.
Well,
but being dark, thank God, you can't really tell. And I never learned
to get obsessed about in these crazy times.
I know, but it's the little things. That's the thing. You've got to kind of. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've sort of got to a stage where, you know, I think all human beings it just takes time for us to get into habits. And I think now I have a feeling that we've all relaxed into lockdown and we're like, okay, this is the way we're living life now. But I think it's also really, really important not to this is going to sound strange, I don't even know how to put it, but not to over-catastrophize, you know, to still find joy in some things.
Totally.
God, otherwise you're just kind of in this downward spiral, kind of thinking, oh my God. So that's when these little things just, you know, they make you laugh, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I've been finding a lot of joy in cheese, and this is possibly a problem, but cheese and wine, yeah.
Cheese and wine, yeah. Literally, my son is looking at me going.
I'm trying to be better on that because it's just too easy, isn't it? I mean, but I have been exercising a lot, I must admit, because I feel like if I can keep my endorphins up at this time, it's probably a good thing. Yeah.
I have to say, we had a bit of a party at ours last night. No panic, anybody, not loads of people. It was a party of 4. Because it was
That's lit. That is like big. That's like Wembley these days. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. But my poor youngest, it was his 21st, which is why.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Which is why my eldest is making this drinking kind of, because I think last night he did kind of go, Mum, you know you're on IGTV tomorrow. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, you know, that works for Phil and Holly all the time. I won't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't so woo this morning when I woke up, I have to admit. I was a little bit like, oh. But it was gorgeous, and it was really lovely just focusing on something happy. And we just spent, his brother and I spent kind of probably an hour or so, would you say? An hour and a half, maybe even longer. We just decorated the whole garden, and we had glitter balls and, you know, flowers. I basically kind of came and raided out my shop and just took as many kind of things that I thought would work.
Lovely.
And stringing out fairy lights, and it was really special.
Oh, well, you know what? He won't forget it.
Well, I hope not. He did actually say one of his best birthdays, which I was like, oh.
I've been asked to shout out to Scott Greengrass. Hi to Norwich, Scott. Hope you're well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, Scott.
Yeah. Scott in Norwich. Yeah.
So shoes, you didn't show me what shoes you were wearing.
I am wearing a very old, they've got a really horrible bit on them there, but a very old pair of Jimmy Choos. Can you see?
Oh, yes. So, I like.
Yeah, and they've got they're, you know, about an inch high, just high enough to look a bit dressed up. I could run a marathon in them, I swear to God. And I've just had them for ages and I love them.
That is actually really similar to the shoes that I'm wearing today.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I thought, just for you, I'd put a heel on, and I'm going to show you this heel. But
I am honoured.
So, can you see?
Oh my God. I mean, those days for me are over, really. I've got to tell you, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Cam, just hold my hand for a second, because I'll show you properly. So they're these gorgeous Gianvito Rossi. Bought them ages ago, but I can walk all day in these.
Can you?
Yeah. They are really that comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to say that, and now I've got the worst knees in all of Christendom, so be careful.
but try again, because I've got better with age with heels.
Oh, yeah, all right. Stop.
No, weirdly. And I don't know whether it's because I spent a lot of my youth in DMs and kind of...
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know how that is.
I'm just after everything I abused my feet and knees with in my youth. I'm just grateful that I can still walk. To be honest with you, well done me. Yeah.
Well done you. And have you heard from sort of family in Australia, or is everybody here?
Yes, I know that I definitely. We speak all the time, and it's funny, isn't it? The technology has always been there, but now my parents have decided to embrace FaceTime, and my feelings on that are quite mixed. But it's it's really nice to see them. But yeah, I mean, my father's a good one for forgetting it's FaceTime and getting up in the middle for a full underpant view and stuff like that.
Oh, classic! I love it.
At least they're very comfortable around me. Let's say that.
Yeah.
But no, they're all quite good. And weirdly, Australia seems to have really handled it and kind of not been as adversely affected as we have.
But then, you also had all the fires just beforehand.
Well, I think that unfortunately that's been weirdly one of the reasons that they haven't been so affected is that they just haven't had the influx of tourists that they normally would have had at this time of year. And so my father is still, he's got 2 weeks off, but he's still allowed to go to his hardware job that he does on Saturdays. And so, I worry about them, but there's just nowhere near the sense of alarm in that country that there is here.
Yeah, there are a lot of places where there just isn't that alarm yet. But then if you think about it, before it came here, when it was a remote thing in China, nobody really kind of anticipated this.
No, and I think we've heard, alarmist things about outbreaks in China before, and for some reason this one's just wildly different. God, I hope everyone's okay, and I hope everyone is, doing the best they can in this really difficult times. It's difficult in so many ways that you wouldn't have even occurred to you 4 weeks ago. So strange, isn't it?
It is, but then maybe it's also a time to kind of reflect on how you're going to live your life going forward, really making time for the things that matter. And I sort of feel that, I guess because my children are in their 20s, for me, neither of them have lived at home for ages. So I'm trying to kind of embrace how much they annoy me, the fact that this is my last chance to have them both home and for us to live as a family again.
Yeah.
Because it won't happen again.
No.
Sorry, I'm looking at my son's face and he's literally laughing his head off. Why is that so funny?
It's just however much they annoy me.
They annoy
around.
He's saying it's the other way around. I annoy them.
Well, but that's parents' job, my darling.
It is, isn't it? I said to them, actually, I got an A star at Annoying Mums College.
Is this the birthday boy?
No, this is the older brother.
Right.
Birthday boy's still fast asleep, I suspect.
Good for him.
But, so good to be able to kind of focus on other things.
Yeah. Although I've got to tell you, Rini, I've never worked harder in my life. I just sit at that desk and I just don't stop. Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel. My mother-in-law rang me the other day and I just thought, as I was talking to her, I was also thinking, oh my God, I've got this to do and I've got this to do.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, is it really quiet for you? And I was like, no, I'm just doing double the amount because I'm constantly blooming while cleaning my house as well.
As I was saying to someone else the other day, there's just no separation. There's no, for me, there's no traveling to work. There's no sitting on the train and, looking at Facebook for 2 minutes because you're just on from the time you get up. So, yeah. But, somehow we're managing to get the magazine out, so I'm happy about that.
Oh, that is actually really, really good news. And this is the thing, the amount of people who are still continuing, whether it's delivery people or postmen or, is amazing, really. Yeah.
And it's so nice. I've had so many lovely emails from readers just saying, oh, please do it. Please keep going. Because they want the distraction and they want the lightness of the entertainment. So, and they want the fashion, really.
Of course they want the fashion.
Yeah.
Because it is, I mean, as I said last week, it is a proven fact. It increases your dopamine levels. It makes you feel better.
Oh, I didn't know. I've never heard that one. Is that true?
Yeah, well, colour does. Not so much clothing, but colour really does. Yeah. So if you're wearing something colourful, you just feel a little bit brighter.
I think so, yeah.
It's like going out on a kind of beautiful summer's day or walking through a garden when it's in full bloom. It just makes you smile.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Well, your top is making me smile. I might need to get that.
Oh, It's yours.
You've got. I wonder if I can pull off orange as well as you can. I'm very pale, but I'd definitely give it a go.
I think you've got to try it. And also, do
Yeah.
you tan in the summer?
No.
Are you a sun avoider?
Well, I am, because I mean the sun. I just go red, and you know that's why I think they asked me to leave Australia, because I just wasn't on brand with the. I ain't no golden bronzed Aussie.
You're funny.
I'm just got a comment saying they love the trousers. Do you want to show the pattern off a little bit up
saying
close?
they love these trousers. So
Yes,
up close, right.
What other prints? I'm wearing another print that they come in, which I will just, for the person who's just joined, I'll just show you with these love heart. If you look in my mirror, they've got the love heart print. This sort of like navy with a metallic heart. So yeah.
And they are all sorry.
Do they come in any other prints?
My trousers. So that's that. You've got your. Oh, gosh, I'm so there. These trousers that I've got on are the same cut as the ones you've got on, just a different print. And then we also do them in pink with a silver heart.
Oh yes.
And the gorgeous. Can you just pass me that? Just behind you, the mango jacket. So they also come in this glorious mango colour.
I mean, come on, that's amazing.
Which is gorgeous. I love this full suit. I mean, I do, you know, I am told I look like a clown when I wear it, but I really don't care.
And that's a compliment, my love. Take it. Yeah.
No, I'm all right. That's all good. So, yeah. So basically this is, for the person who asked, it's a zigzag print. It has a little kind of, I don't know if you can see. What am I doing? It has a little gold thread running through each time. And then just so that it's not really, really scratchy, because any kind of fabric that you have that has a metallic component, it can be quite scratchy against your skin. So they are all lined in 100% silk voile, which is a silk cotton mix. So they should be really nice and comfy.
Yeah, they're really fab.
Oh, great. Your house looks very tidy as well, FYI.
Well, I tidied up for you.
I wore heels for you and you tidied up. Much more practical than me.
This room is normally a shitstorm, she whispers. But yeah, so yeah. But and also I've chosen sort of like slightly cleaner places to share. There's my big old cacophony of jewellery and perfume and stuff there. So yeah.
I want to come to your dressing room and play when lockdown is over.
Yes, please. Yeah. I would love that. Well, I think it might be more fun to play in your dressing room, but you're welcome to come anytime.
I know, mine's an absolute mess. And one of the things that happened with lockdown is I thought, right, I'm going to tidy up. I'm going to tidy up my whole house. I'm going to tidy up my clothes. And I did about 10 minutes, and then I was like, I'm just over this.
I know, you just get too busy.
That's exactly it. And I'm so excited today because I've just bought, I mean, this is really sad, and this tells you what lockdown's done to probably every woman and some men. A handheld Hoover.
Oh.
I feel like it's going to change my life.
Yeah. I've started getting into kitchenware. I've bought a lot of new pots and pans.
Oh. So, yeah, good.
You know, why don't I have a bundt tin to make a bundt cake? Why don't I have a frying pan that also goes in the oven? God damn it, I need these things. You know
what's going to happen. Lockdown's going to end and you're going to be like, when was I ever going to make a bundt cake?
I'm making a bloody bundt cake. You wait. Lemon and yogurt. I can't wait. Yeah.
Oh, yum. Sounds good.
Yeah. I might have time tonight, in fact. But yeah.
I was chocolate fudge cake yesterday. That's what was going on in our house.
After the 21st, yeah.
Exactly. Any other questions, Karen, that you wanted to ask, or anyone got questions for Jo? So, Jo, tell me, or tell the viewers rather, about your career trajectory. I know that's like a massive question, but just
oh my gosh, I'll try.
Just so that if people are interested, or anyone's watching who would love to do what you do.
What I do is, in magazine journalism, it's changed so much over the last, well, I've been doing it for 30 years, so you can imagine how different it is to break into now. So I started, still the traditional roots kind of apply. I did work experience at a teenage magazine in Sydney, where I'm from, and interned there and, worked really hard and got noticed and got offered a job. And I quit my university course to take a job there and didn't really look back. And then
was it sugar?
No, that was called Dolly Magazine,
Oh, yeah.
which is Australian. And then from there, I did a short stint as a publicist for Neighbours at Channel 10, which is an Aussie channel.
I remember Neighbours.
Oh, everyone remember. Well, it's still going, isn't it? And because I knew, oh, everyone in England loves Neighbours, I'll stick that on my CV. But no one actually cared that much when I got here about Neighbours. So, but then, so when I finally, I wanted to come to London from the time I was about 15 or 16 because I wanted to meet British pop stars. So that's why I came. That didn't really work.
Did you have a vision that you just like go to their house, knock on their door, and you just hang out?
No, I thought I'd become a magazine journalist and marry one of them.
Oh,
so, yeah,
of course.
That was, there was method in the madness. I did become a magazine journalist, but I didn't marry a pop star. But what did I do? I sort of like did bar work and waitressing work while I looked for work, and I got a job in a magazine called TV Hits. So I was like a deputy editor there, and I interviewed lots of pop stars and all of that sort of thing. And then from there, I launched Sugar Magazine for the same company, which was a big teenage magazine. And then it's just gone from there. I launched B Magazine after that, which was like a young women's magazine. Then I worked at New Woman as the editor, which was like an old, slightly, 20s to 30s. And then I'd been there about 2 years when they asked me to launch Glamour for another company.
Wow. That's amazing. What a story.
And then I did Glamour for a ridiculously long time, like 17 years. And then got made redundant from Glamour in the big sort of digital shake-up of at the end of 2017.
Yeah.
And started at You Magazine in February 2018. So yeah, so that's me up to date. I'm so old. That story is so long. But I'm trying to, not bore.
No, but it's always really interesting, and it's inspiring, I think, for other people, because often when you think to yourself, okay, this is what I want to be, and you don't know somebody who has become that, or who's, achieved their dream job or whatever, it's really helpful to hear it from someone else. And I think for a lot of people, it's really inspiring that for you literally started from ground zero. Yeah,
and I think that I don't know if it would be different now, because obviously there aren't as many jobs in what I do as there were back then. But there's a whole digital landscape, and there's a whole other ways to get into it digitally now and on social media and things. But I think one of the things, and I really mean this, that stood me in good stead was my naivety. There was I didn't let those voices creep in that, well, you can't do this, you don't have any connections, you don't. And I think that if you really can sort of like will yourself into the position that you want, if you really visualize it and focus on what you want.
Yeah, and I'd agree with you. A certain amount of naivety actually is really helpful, because when you don't really know the big task ahead, you just sort of plow on thinking, it'll work, it'll all be fine.
And I'm afraid it is as you get older that you have more experience and you know more of the world and you know the way it works. And that's when you start to think, oh, well, I can't do that because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not good enough to do that. I've struggled more with that as I've ironically had more experience and become more successful.
That's interesting. That is interesting. And do you think that we will, how long do you think it will go on? Do you think we'll always have print? Or do you see that?
Absolutely. But I think that it will inevitably become a little bit more specialized and a bit more niche, which I think is already starting to happen. Print is thriving in certain sections, and certainly it's very interesting at the moment with the lockdown and the panic about the virus. Newspaper sales are doing incredibly well. It's advertising that's struggling because the economy is struggling. But people, and I think the more that the world becomes digital, people are really understanding the value of something in print. It takes tangible resources and a certain amount of skill and fact checking and all those things. So it's a little bit easier to be trustworthy than so often we don't know what is fake news, what is a Russian bot story online. So I think that that's been very, very advantageous for print. But I think also people will always want that tactility. People will always want their Vogue magazine, their coffee table thing. But then in some sections of society, not me, but special interest magazines, things like fishing magazines and car magazines are doing brilliantly.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's crazy to say that as a medium, it will be eradicated, but certainly it's, you know, we're really living in the middle of a huge rationalization of it. That's undeniable.
Yeah, I can remember actually my husband sort of really encouraging me and saying, oh, you know, get an iPad, get an iPad. For the longest time, I was probably the last person in the world to get one. And I kept resisting because I just thought, no, I like the feel of a book. But actually, you know, I succumbed in the end. And what I do love about the iPad is that you can have like a massive library of books and travel, and it's just like one slim thing. But I do every now and again, I'm kind of like, no, I just need to read a book and turn a page.
There's no point fighting it. We all use it. We all love it. I mean, I'm, you know, one of the biggest users of social media and technology. But I think what was interesting to me is at the point that Glamour went virtually digital only, I think they do 2 print editions a year. The amount of people who, I mean, the hand wringing and the outpouring of distress online about it all. Oh my God, I love Glamour. How can they do this? Was always followed by someone going, I mean, I haven't bought it for years.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's a business. It costs money. It costs upwards of £15,000 for that one front cover.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable if people aren't buying it. So I think if you want to see those things, you must continue to support them.
Well, this is what I say actually when, because we have a little boutique. And this is what I say when people come into the shop and they go, oh, I love your shop, or I love this. And I'm like, if you want me to stay here, you're going to have to support my business. You know, I can't keep a shop open if you're not going to support me.
You know, it's like, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's the same sort of thing where people are kind of very much, well, you know, is retail dead? Are people only going to be shopping online? And obviously, we have an online presence, you know, an online store. But actually, I think there are still people who want to go to a shop. There are still people who want to feel things before they buy them.
And I think that people need to understand as well, if they, you know, if we're moving forward and people want to be, want to turn their nose up and be moralistic about fast fashion, then they have to understand that, you know, we've just done a piece on, you know, supporting the little guys, supporting the small British businesses that don't have that global scale in fast fashion production. And it's more expensive. Those clothes are more expensive because they're more expensive to produce. And so, you know, some moaning about, but it's like, but guys, this is the cost. If you want to support these brands, buy less, buy lovingly, and really love what you've bought. And I think that that's, you know, that's going to have to be the sustainable model.
And also just understanding as well that the reason you're paying more with small independent brands is because we're not making huge volumes of everything. We're not making thousands and thousands of, you know, trousers. And so obviously the cost is higher when you're making less products. So it's not that we're just being greedy or we're just kind of, you know, picking a number out of the air. It is, you know, there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of people in that, you know, in that there's a big supply chain of people.
Exactly.
You know, that we're providing jobs for, and they're providing jobs for other people. So, you know, it is, as you say, it's a much, much bigger picture. And just saying to people, you know, try and buy responsibly. Try and, you know, as you said, buy less, but buy really, really beautiful things.
I'm, you know, I'm deeply troubled and suspicious of a handbag that costs £5. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just, so totally. I think that there's got to be a balance, I think. Yeah,
I went to a high street shop I shall not name, but years ago, and they had a T-shirt in there that was 99p. And I just remember literally running out of that shop because I was thinking, if I do the maths, like if a T-shirt is 99p in store and they're paying a massive rent because they're on a big, very well-known London street, how much is the person who made it getting paid? Because they've got to make a profit on that 99p.
I mean, and that I just don't know. I don't know.
And I don't get why people don't go backwards like that and go, well, hang on, that means someone is probably being paid 5p.
Yeah.
Or
but I guess,
2p.
I mean, it's so complicated, isn't it? Because I guess if you're somebody who really cannot afford to, you know, anything but the 99p T-shirt, then those of us who can afford beyond the 99p T-shirt need to be ever more responsible. So Yeah. So it's.
But I think it's more about changing the situation rather than saying to people you've got to buy expensive clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just having a little prompt because he's getting the messages and mouth. I'm sort of gradually learning to lip read. So, am I talking about?
Planted.
I know, but I don't think I'm talking about that today. It's not really.
Making a difference.
Okay, sorry. We were talking about making a difference. So he's just prompted me about this new initiative that we've just started, which is because I'm always thinking about that. You know, waste, offcuts. Let's use every single thing that we have. Let's waste as little as we possibly can. So we've started this new initiative with a charity called One Tree Planted. And basically they plant trees all over the world. And for every item, Lisou item that you buy, we will plant 5 trees on your behalf.
Amazing.
But it's all just full price items for the time being.
So let me have a look. How many trees have I bought? 1, 2.
Oh, you're going to be getting an email through soon because we're going to tell you how many trees you've planted.
All right, yeah.
And you've planted quite a number.
Look at
So,
me.
yeah, so it's like,
yeah,
not guilt-free fashion, but at least it just sort of helps to make you think, okay, I'm offsetting what I'm buying.
Yeah.
And then I'm sort of thinking about doing a collection sort of, you know, when lockdown's over, moving forward, of just using all of our surplus fabrics and just making different items of clothing so that each one then would be unique.
Oh, fantastic.
But again, it just keeps us going because I don't know, you know, how much people know about the wastage thing, but most factories say that there's usually about 40% wastage for most brands.
Really?
Apparently so, because also things like placement prints and things like that. So, you know, a lot of people have, say, 40-30% wastage, a lot more wastage.
Would you go into interiors?
Would love to, yeah, and doing cushions and.
Yeah.
But anyway, our wastage at the moment is 10%, and we are each
brilliant.
time just trying to bring it down more and more.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, that's great.
Thank you. But you know, I just think it's that all of us trying things, and I think that the one advantage as well that you have as a small brand is that because you're a smaller, tighter team. The analogy I like is that if you're a massive brand, you're like a huge, big cruise ship. If you are a smaller brand, you're a canoe. So you can turn quicker, you can be more reactive to situations. You know, so there are always kind of advantages.
Yeah. Oh, Girl Genius has just had a great idea. You could do dog clothes like bow ties and shirts.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Love. Do you know, that's actually you could have like your dog in a zigzag print coat.
Girl Genius has got a celebrity French bulldog, so yeah, you should hook up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good top tip, Girl Genius.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, I should let you get on with your day. I feel like I've just.
I should go and do some work. As much as I'd like to go and chat all day.
I know. I'm literally sending you virtual massive hugs and lots and lots of love. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your friendship. And thank you so much for joining us.
Mwah. See you
Massive
guys.
kisses
Well, I'll probably
to you.
speak to you in about 10 minutes on Instagram. But yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. See you later.
Take care, my love.
Bye.
Bye. Do I do that one? Oh, so that's it from us today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the chat with Jo. She is completely and utterly genius and, you know, super smart, as you will have gathered by now. I can see lots of little messages coming through. If I can't quite read them now, so if there are any questions, I'll kind of come back to it next week. But I'm going to leave you to this beautiful sunny day. Have an amazing one, and